Hey guys, today I'll give you my list for the top 10 Marvel and DC copycats. For this list, we're looking at some of the Marvel characters that show significant relevance and significant lookalikes to the DC characters. So this will be a combination of hero and villains, so it'll be both. Alright, number 1, Iron Man in Marvel and Steel in DC. Iron Man and Steel are quite the same. They were both ex-weapons manufacturers. They both made their own suits. Both able to fly as well. But there are a few subtle differences. Like, for one, when Iron Man got his first movie, it was good. When Steel got his first movie starring Shaquille O'Neal, it was crap. But another difference is that Steel has a red cape, he carries around a hammer, and he has an S on his chest, sort of like Superman. Number 9, Namor in Marvel and Aquaman in DC. Both of these characters show show very few similarities, but they are noticeable. They're both half Atlantean, they both rule the sea, and they've teamed up with quite a few different characters as well. Namor has teamed up with the Fantastic Four, he's been a member of the Defenders. It's been quite a few teams actually. Aquaman has always been a member of the Justice League anyway. A few differences are Namor has little tiny wings on his ankles. No word of a lie. Which is kind of weird actually. And apparently Namor is getting his own movie, which is in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Aquaman is getting his own movie this year starring Jason Momoa. Number 8, Deadpool, Marvel, and Deathstroke, DC. This time we got Wade Wilson, who is Deadpool, and Slade Wilson, who is Deathstroke. Now the differences between them are their costumes, where Deathstroke has half of his mask is black, the other half is orange. Deadpool's is red with black eye pieces. Both of them are mercenaries, they're great fighters, experts in weaponry as well, and they're both awesome, pretty much. But to be honest, Deadpool is my 4th favourite Marvel character, and Deathstroke is probably my, I'd probably say he's my 7th favourite DC villain, to be honest. But they're both well-respected characters in their own universe. Alright, number 7, Green Goblin, Marvel, and Joker, DC. This time it's the archenemy of Spider-Man and the archenemy of Batman. Now you might be thinking, how are they in any way similar? Well, they're both crazy, absolutely crazy, and they both were responsible for the death of their archenemy's loved one. Green Goblin is responsible for the death of Gwen Stacy, not just in the film Amazing Spider-Man 2, but also in the comics as well. Joker has killed so many of Batman's loved ones. And he's also crippled Batgirl as well, turning her into Oracle. He killed the second Robin, Jason Todd, who Batman loved like a son. But differences are that Green Goblin has enhanced strength and he flies around on a glider. Joker he pretty much doesn't have any powers, or increased strength, but he does have his wider range of gadgets. Alright, number 6, Thanos, Marvel, and Darkseid, DC. These two mad titans are some of the most powerful villains in their universe. Darkseid is the ruler of the hellish world Apocalypse, and Thanos is the holder of the Infinity Gauntlet. Just to specify, even though he holds it, it does not belong to him. There have been several others that have held it: Iron Man, Black Panther, Adam Warlock. But Darkseid has always been looking for something called the anti-life equation, whereas Thanos has been looking for the Infinity Stones. Now, in all fairness, I do think that Thanos would win in a fight against Darkseid, since he has the Infinity Gauntlet, which means he has countless amount of power literally at his fingertips. But Darkseid has the power of Omega. The Omega beams that come from his eyes literally follow what their target is. Both of them have increased strength as well, and they have both been a thorn in their enemy's side. Thanos in a thorn of the Avengers side, and Darkseid with the Justice League. Number 5. The Century, Marvel, and Superman, DC. Now we get to some of the most powerful beings in these comic book worlds. Superman is without a doubt one of the most powerful beings in DC, even though I don't like him. And the Century is without a doubt one of the biggest titans in Marvel. It's no coincidence that they're similar, but they very much are. Both of them wear capes, they're both immensely powerful, and they're both pretty much gods. A few differences are that Superman had his planet blown up. Century got his powers a long time ago, but he started to remember his past life as the Century. And plus, Century has a darker side as well. Another difference is that I like Century and I don't like Superman. But if you ask me, Century would win since he is pretty much a freaking god. Number 4. Sandman, Marvel, and Clayface, DC. Now we get to another Spider-Man and Batman villain one. Since we got Sandman, who is an enemy of Spider-Man, and Clayface is an enemy of Batman. Both of them are basically have the ability to turn themselves into dirt as well. Not only that, but they have the ability to shape their hands and their physical features into anyone or anything. But we haven't seen a lot of Sandman. We've seen more of Clayface, like in the Arkham games. Which, that look at Clayface, that is a pretty cool one, if you ask me. And the one in the Lego Batman movie, that one was funny. Only time we saw Sandman in a Spider-Man movie was in Spider-Man 3, which is a really bad film. Anyway, number 3. Mr. Fantastic and Plastic Man, Marvel and DC. So, Mr. Fantastic from Marvel and Plastic Man from DC. But actually, in DC there are 2 characters that have super elasticity. Plastic Man and Elongated Man. The Fantastic Four's Mr. Fantastic not only has the ability of super elasticity, but he also is one of the greatest minds in the Marvel Universe. Plastic Man is one of the more simple-minded, to be honest. But both of them have resilience in their work, and they can shape change into whatever they want. But I do actually prefer Mr. Fantastic to Plastic Man, even though Plastic Man is a bit funny, to be honest. Number 2. Quicksilver, Marvel, and The Flash, DC. With Quicksilver and The Flash, it's been debated so many times who would win in a race. My vote would have to go to The Flash. They are both the fastest beings in their comic book universe, and they have very good fashion choice, actually. I mean, I like Quicksilver's costume, especially in this picture, and the Flash's costume is just the best. But with Pietro Maximoff originally being a member of Magneto's Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, since Magneto is his father. But the Flash has always been a hero. But Quicksilver isn't the only hero in Marvel with super speed. There's also the Wizard, not Wizard. But to be honest, I do actually prefer the Flash over Quicksilver. But there's no honorable mentions, so let's get straight into it. Number 1, Hawkeye, Marvel, and Green Arrow, DC. Now we get to two characters that show very, very much in common. Both of them are supreme archers and are very well-respected members of their team. Hawkeye being a long-time member of the Avengers, and Green Arrow being a well-respected member of the Justice League. Not only that, Hawkeye is actually more popular than Green Arrow since he made his appearance in 2012's Avengers Assemble, where he was portrayed by Jeremy Renner. But with Green Arrow, he made his first appearance in 2010 when we got Arrow, where he was portrayed by Stephen Amell, who plays him perfectly, if you ask me. Not only that, they're also both brilliant fighters as well, with or without a bow and arrow. Alright guys, that's it for today, but be sure to like and subscribe and comment what you think down below. But I'll be back next week to give you another top 10 list. See you later guys.